Hey, beautiful people. Today, I want to talk about the fear of being yourself, the fear of being your true, authentic self. And I'm going to walk you through a guided emotional release process that will allow you to start processing and releasing the emotions, the feelings within you that make it so scary and challenging to be more authentic, to speak your truth, to live in authenticity. And this has been something that I've been thinking about a lot lately because the the cost of inauthenticity is not just the life we aren't living, like the true life we aren't living. The other cost of inauthenticity is that it takes a lot of energy for our body to kind of hold and maintain inauthenticity. Like when we're constantly going against our urges, our true desires, our intuitions, our heart's messages to us, the whispers of our heart, whispers of our soul, we're going against that constantly. We're suffocating our voice. We're not acting in alignment. All those things take a lot of energy for our body to like process the inaction of, the resistance of. Like it's exhausting for our body to maintain inauthenticity. And that has an impact on our energy levels, our experience of life right now. So inauthenticity is not just the life that we're not living. It's also affecting us right now because it takes so much energy for our body to maintain not being who we really are and constantly going against that resistance, the friction of us not being who we really are. And it's not like we have to become fully authentic, fully expressed authentically, like in a single moment. It's just that constant effort of being like, am I operating from authenticity right now? Or am I operating from performance? Am I operating from fear? Am I operating from wound? So this work is so important so that number one, you can start living a life that's authentic and you can free up all the energy that your body is currently having to use on that friction of not being authentic. And it's really interesting to think like who you will be when that energy gets freed up and can just be used toward living rather than the maintenance of inauthenticity within you. Like when we have more energy available within us, we start changing like very quickly. Our experience of life starts changing. We feel lighter, we feel more inspired, we feel more aligned, more at peace when more of that energy is accessible and it's not being used up to maintain who we aren't. So that's why this work is so important. And I think we all know like it feels good to be ourselves. It feels good to just be us. So there's also that element here. Like it's just a really nice experience being authentic, living authentically. So today I want to help you find a core wound, a core feeling, a core belief that is getting in the way of you being more authentic. And a lot of times with authenticity, it's going to be fear-based. It's going to be, we are afraid that something bad could happen if we are more of our true selves. And so I'm gonna ask a few questions here. And then we're gonna help you land on like a certain phrase, okay? Like a kind of a core fear, feeling, wound related to this fear of authenticity. And then I'll take you through a process where I will show you how to process that fear somatically by releasing the energy, the emotion of that fear from your body by somatically processing it. So let's talk about your journey of authenticity. So let's start with a question of like, what do you fear could happen if you were more authentically yourself? What do you fear could happen if you are more authentically yourself? And just let like the first answer kind of pop up into your mind. What's at risk of happening if you're more authentically you? If you express yourself more authentically, if you live more authentically, if you are who you truly are more, what's at risk of happening? So sit with that question for a second. What's at risk of happening if you are more of who you truly are? What's at risk of happening? Okay. And you want to go to like the worst case scenario here. Like anytime you're working with fear, you want to go to the worst case scenario. What's the worst case scenario that could happen if I'm more authentically myself? Think about how like people could react. Think about what could happen in your life. So what's the worst case scenario that could happen if you are more authentically yourself? And then the next question is coffee break. The next question is, if that happened, if that worst case scenario actually happened, how would that leave you feeling about yourself? How would that leave you feeling about yourself? If this worst case scenario happened, if you were more authentically you and the worst case scenario happened, how would that leave you feeling about yourself? It would leave me feeling that I am, or it would leave me feeling that I what, or I am not what, or that I am what. Fill in that blank. It would leave me feeling that I what. That answer you get there, whatever pops up, or maybe you have some variations of it, is very likely close to like a core feeling, a core wound within you that is the root of why there's fear for you to be more authentically you. You see, our body creates fear when it perceives or anticipates a chance of, emotional pain. And so this feeling within you of I am, whatever that phrase is already within you, and your body doesn't want you to re-experience it. So it's going to create fear around anything that could lead to a possibility of that feeling emerging from within you and being experienced, because it's a painful thing that you probably experienced when you were younger. So what we want to do is now we want to go directly towards this feeling, and we want to process it by connecting with it and experiencing it somatically, which I'll show you how to do right now. So whatever you got for that question of like how that would leave me feeling about me, it would leave me feeling like that it could be like I'm not enough, or that who I truly am isn't enough, or who I truly am doesn't matter, or it could leave me feeling that it's not safe to be me. It's not safe to be authentically me. Like some sort of statement like that. Just kind of play around with the wording. We want to find a phrase or statement here that has an emotional charge to it. And by emotional charge, I mean when you say that phrase, maybe it's like that it's not safe to be me, or that who I am isn't enough, or that my authentic self wouldn't be accepted. Those types of phrases, noticing how that feels in your body when you say that phrase. And if you have like a bit of a physical reaction, like sensations start showing up in your body, that means there's an emotional charge there, and that's exactly the thing that we need to go towards, which I'll show you how to do in a second. So kind of land on a phrase. Again, it could be anything, just related to this fear of what could happen if you were authentically yourself. And if you say it to yourself in your mind right now, just noticing if you have a bit of a physical reaction to it. And then now we're going to get into some kind of a mini version of emotional processing. This is the work this is the real work here. This is the emotional processing work. This is the emotional processing work to release that feeling within you. And when that feeling is released more and more by processing it, experiencing the sensations of it, your body is going to have less fear around authenticity, because there's less feeling within you to protect you from. That's how this works. That's how this fear works in this case. So I'll just show you quickly how to start working through this feeling. So just go ahead and like close your eyes, or like you can leave your eyes slightly open if you want, but I typically close my eyes. Closing your eyes. And I'll just take you through like the 3 steps of my process to work with emotions, to process and release emotions. So step number 1, you just want to get relaxed. So take a inhale through your nose, and then a long exhale through your mouth with your lips partially closed. Into the nose, long exhale. And then I just like to do a little bit of body awareness. So just notice your feet, become aware of your feet. Notice your hands, notice your shoulders. Feel the fabric of your shirt or your sweater on your shoulders, the back of your neck, the back of your head, the top of your head. And now we're going to think about that statement you came up with, the I am, the feeling that you're afraid to feel. So that phrase, whatever that phrase was for you, think that phrase in your mind right now. Say it over and over in your mind. Say that phrase. It's not safe to be me, for example. It's not safe to be me. My authentic self wouldn't be accepted. I'm not accepted. I'm not accepted. Whatever that phrase is, just repeat it to yourself in your mind or out loud. Just really repeat it, connect to it. Say that phrase in your mind or out loud. Or if you're visual, see that phrase visually. Just stay with it. Keep repeating it in your mind. And as you do that, I want you to start noticing how your body responds. What's happening physically in your body, most likely your upper body. It could be anywhere though. What's happening physically in your body as you connect to that phrase in your mind? What sensations do you feel? Even if it's subtle or intense. Now I just want you to bring your awareness out of your mind, down into your body, into these sensations. And just bring your awareness to the sensations you feel in your body right now, these physical sensations. And just really notice them. Okay, there's sensations going on here. And remembering that these sensations are not going to hurt you. They're just feelings, they're just sensations, they're just little bits of energy moving around in your body. And now all we need to do is just hold our awareness on these sensations. And if it feels too intense, just stop and back out, okay? But if you can stay with it and just listen to my voice and remember, these aren't going to hurt you. They're just sensations. Just stay with the sensations. Stay with the sensations. Stay with the sensations. Stay with the sensations. It's okay. It's okay. When you get distracted in your thoughts, come back to the sensations. Back to the sensations. Back to the sensations. Back to the sensations. Your only job is to experience these sensations. That is what it means to feel a feeling. To process an emotion is to be aware of the sensations. Your awareness of these sensations is what processes the emotion, the feeling. You have to be aware of it for it to be used up. That's how it works. It's like our awareness is the Pac-Man going through the map, eating up the food. And the food is the emotion within us. We have to hold our awareness on the sensations in order for the Pac-Man to eat up the food, the pain. So hold your awareness on these sensations. Back to the sensations. When you get distracted, come back to the sensations. They're not going to hurt you. Back to the sensations. If you start feeling panicky or overwhelmed, that just means you're in your thoughts. Come back to the sensations. Back to the sensations. Back to the sensations. Stay with the sensations. And if you want, you can ask yourself, if there was a color related to these sensations, what would that color be? And then let a color pop into your mind, whatever it is, and now hold that color in your mind and feel the sensations. Always holding the sensations in your awareness, but see the color now too. Focus on the color, focus on the sensations. You're totally okay. This is not going to hurt you. It's just a feeling, it's just energy moving around your body. You're totally okay. Stay calm, stay cool. Back to the sensations. Back to the sensations. Back to the sensations. Always calmly with the sensations. See the color. Maybe the color is changing. Maybe you're getting a different image now. Let that happen. See that in your mind, but always focusing on the sensations as well. And now just go bring your awareness fully to your body. And if the sensations have changed or the locations change in your body, that's okay. Just follow that. But now just go into wherever the predominant physical experience is in your body and just bring your awareness there. And staying with it. Staying with it. How okay can you be with these sensations being here? That's the trick. Like, can you experience these sensations as if they would never go away, but you know that they will? Like, can you be that accepting of them? Like, that you'd be okay for them to be here forever and just fully allowing them, fully accepting them. But you know they're going to go away. You know it's going to dissipate, but you're fully accepting of them while they're here. You don't need them to go away. You don't need them to be different. Just feeling the sensations. Okay, now we're going to start winding down because it's just a mini experience. And I just want you to now bring your awareness back to your feet. Notice your feet on the floor. Feel your feet on the floor, whatever they're touching. Notice your hands. Notice your shoulders. back of your neck, back of your head, top of your head, your nose, your lips, your chin, your jaw, your ears, your whole head, your whole body. Now, I just want you to think about that original phrase you used in your mind. I call that the anchor, the statement. Think about that right now. Place that in your mind and just notice as you think about that, what, if anything, feels a little bit different? What feels different in your body as you think about that? You're not forcing any sort of change in understanding or meaning right now. You're just kind of noticing if anything feels different. Because that was just a really short experience, right? So it's just kind of noticing if anything kind of feels different about that phrase when you think it. And then opening your eyes back to me. So this is the heart of emotional processing. If you want to become free from your pain, you have to connect to the feelings within you, the wounds within you, and process the energy of them, which we experience as sensation, physical sensation. The physical sensation is the glue that holds these feelings together. The feeling of, it's not safe to be me, for example, or whatever that phrase was for you. The sensations are what hold that together. When you process the sensations sufficiently, and you do this for longer periods of time and consistently over time, you're patient and you play the long game. It's not a rush, it's not a sprint. You will use up all of that energy, all that sensation that's related to that phrase. And eventually there's going to be no emotional charge or physical charge related to that phrase. That means you've processed it sufficiently. And it's no longer going to feel true for you. And it's no longer going to be as hard for you to be authentically yourself because you've processed the feeling that your body was creating fear around you experiencing. So you've gone right to the root. And this is what it means to process emotions. And this is a key part of inner freedom, is learning how to process your emotions. So in the bio below this, or in the caption for this video, I have a link for my free resource. It's called the Inner Freedom Starter Kit. It teaches you how to do this work on your own, and specifically around authenticity, but all emotions, things from the past, traumas, fears, anxieties, insecurities, negative beliefs. It teaches you how to do this work, to work through emotions, feelings, wounds on your own. And if you feel like you need support with this and like you're really overwhelmed by the experience, this is the stuff I help people with. I do one-on-one mentorship over a few months with people where I teach them how to do this, and we do 90-minute emotional release sessions to really go deep in it. And also I have group offerings where I teach people how to do this in a group and really help them implement this stuff in their day-to-day life to process emotions, become the master of their emotions. So I hope this is helpful. If you want the longer version of doing this processing work, just head to the starter kit below, access it. There's audios in there that explain how to do this, and reach out anytime with questions. Big love.